हेलो क्लास 12, वेलकम बैक टू अवर चैनल शिक्षा जंक्शन। क्योंकि अब नहीं तो कब। दिस इज आयुषी अग्रवाल एंड वी आर स्टडीing our reproductive system, that too the female reproductive part, and I will first tell you what we have already talked about. Okay, so this particular lecture is specially concerned about the accessory, or you can also say about the secondary organs that are included within the female reproductive system. So this particular lecture consists of secondary sex organs within the female reproductive system, and this time we are using a completely different figure which is specifying all the organs that we have to discuss. Okay, so in the last lecture I have already told you about the detailed discussion on the ovary part, right? We have already discussed, or we have already talked about. Let me tell you with the figure what we have already discussed to those who have not visited the previous lecture. If at all you have not, go and visit that, because it was a very important lecture and we have talked about everything about this ovary, especially the internal structure part, that you must know how the ovulation happens and what are the structures that in fact leads to the ovulation part, that we have already talked about. Now we have this secondary oocyte that has been released by the ovary. Now what is going to happen in this lecture is this oocyte will travel into the female reproductive part. How? That I will talk about, right? So by now you must be clear what we are trying to discuss, I hope. So we will move on with that only. So what happens is we have this oocyte that has been released, okay, and that is the secondary oocyte. What secondary and primary oocyte means, that we will discuss separately in our lecture. That will be on gametogenesis following this lecture. It will come on the channel. So before moving forward, let me tell you that do not forget to subscribe the channel if at all you have not, and like or share the content if you find it up to the mark. Okay, and for the comments or for your doubts, we have the comment section always available. Also we have our Gmail ID that is there with you to tell your doubts. Now what happens is the secondary oocyte has to move into the oviduct, or another name of that oviduct is the fallopian tube. So it has to move into the fallopian tube. Now what happens is fallopian tube has been divided into three components that also we have talked about. What are the three components? Number one is this infundibulum, number two is this ampulla, and number three is the isthmus. I have marked in the figure itself so that you might not forget. So what happens is this oocyte that has been released is collected by the infundibulum. Okay, how it is collected by this infundibulum? This infundibulum contains the finger-like projections which are termed as fimbriae. It is very obvious from the figure. Just look at the figure and try to figure out where it is written. It is written here, infundibula with the fimbriae. So infundibula with these finger-like projections collect the oocyte that has been released by the ovary. Now what happens after it collects the ovum? After ovulation, it moves on to the second part that is termed as the ampulla. Now after infundibulum, it moves to the second part of the fallopian tube that is known as ampulla. One more important point, this fallopian tube is also known as oviduct. Why? Because I have already explained you in the male part, duct is the thing which is used to carry the thing, certain one or the other thing, and here what it is carrying? It is carrying the ovum. That is why it is known as oviduct, right? So it moves to the second organ, that is ampulla. After ampulla, it goes into the last part of the oviduct, that is the isthmus. In the figure it is written as 3 number. So it is the isthmus which ultimately joins to the next part of the female reproductive system that is known as the uterus, and this uterus is also known as the womb, है ना. This is the only womb part that is there present within the female reproductive system. This particular thing, this whole thing which you can see is the uterus part. Now this uterus is supported or is a muscular organ which is also divided into two parts, and it is obvious from the figure. It is the fundus and the body or the corpus of the uterus. Okay, the last part of the uterus is the cervix part, which I will talk about, but let me first tell you something about this uterus. In the last lecture I have told you that uterus consists of three layers: endometrium, myometrium, है ना. So the three layers were the endometrium, myometrium and perimetrium. So these were the three layers that were present within the uterus, and these three layers have the important role to play in the fertilization part, and also that we will discuss in the gametogenesis part, that how the gamete or how the oocyte that has reached here finally gets into the uterus and it leads to the implantation and finally the growth of the fetus. So that we all discuss in our gametogenesis lecture. Next, moving on to the uterus, what comes the next part? It comes the cavity of this cervix, right? So this is the next part, which along with the vagina forms the birth canal. So after uterus it leads to the cervix, then it leads to the vagina, and both cervix and vagina together are known as the birth canal, because it is the place from where the parturition happens and the baby emerges out from the mother's body. So this is how this female reproductive system has been classified. Now coming on to the three walls: endometrium, myometrium and perimetrium. The innermost wall, okay, the innermost wall of the endometrium, that is the uterine walls we will talk about. Okay. Yes. Now coming on to the three uterine walls, what were they? They were, the innermost one was the endometrium. So this endometrium goes under the cyclical changes during the menstrual cycle. This is the layer which undergoes the changes during this particular cycle, endometrium, and it is the place where the implantation happens. Next layer that comes of this uterine wall is the myometrium, right? This myometrium, how it is useful or what is the role? This myometrium is in fact the middle layer, because we are moving from the inner to the outside this way. So this myometrium, it undergoes strong contractions and relaxations, when during the birth of the baby or during the parturition part. So that is how this myometrium is important. Now the third layer, I am just giving it a dotted line appearance so that you might understand. The third layer is the perimetrium, that has not been mentioned here in the detail because it does not offer as many roles as the these layers are, although it is obviously the outermost layer, so it might be forming the boundary, but yes, the special role of this particular thing is not mentioned, right? So with this, it up till this portion it is over. We have talked about up till here, right? And up till here you should notice from the figure that it has been termed as the internal genitalia. That means this up till the vaginous portion, it is termed as the internal genitalia. This vagina is the place, or vagina is the place which receives the sperms during the copulation part, right? So this vagina is the internal genitalia. Now moving on to the external portion, that is the external genitalia, we have lot many organs to discuss, right? First of all, moving on, it includes various organs, that is obvious from the figure. It is labia majora, labia minora, then it comes the clitoris, and then it comes the external openings. So all these portions together constitute the external genitalia. Now we will talk about this external genitalia in the detailings. Okay. So this external genitalia, we will move from outside to inside. The outermost structure of this external genitalia is the mons pubis. Let me change the color of the marker so that you can clearly differentiate between the external and the internal part. Okay. Yes. Now. Yes, this external genitalia, the outermost portion is known as the mons pubis. This mons pubis contains the hair as well as it is the layer of the fatty tissue that is covered with the skin, and here I have already told you. So it is a layer of fatty skin that is covered by the skin as well as the fatty tissue. Okay. So moving inwards to the mons pubis, we have the folds of the skin that is termed as this labia majora. Okay. So again, after this labia majora, we move inside, that is this labia minora. These are all as we have moved in the walls of the uterine part from the inside to outside. This was from inside to outside. Don't get confused how the layers have been classified. This is from inside to outside. Now about this we are moving from outside to inside, right? So after this it comes labia majora, then it comes the labia minora. After this, inside to this we come at the opening that is there prevalent in the figure, that is written like this. See, again I am highlighting the portions so that you just get on to what am I highlighting, and if you try to skip the video, again you are going to miss out the concepts, because some of the things I have not written in the theoretical part. I have just tried to explain you with the means of the figure, right? So all this comprises of the external part, and that is how we consider it like this. And the internal genitalia is whatever we have discussed up till the vagina part, right? So with this, the female reproductive system is also completed. From the next lecture, we are going to discuss the very important part, that will be the gametogenesis. I have told you that this oocyte that has been released by this ovary was the secondary oocyte, right? How it was secondary and what are the processes of the development, that all we are going to talk about from our next lecture. So that is very important and you might not skip that. So that's all for this video. We will meet in our next video with the topic which I have already told you, right? So till then, if you have any doubt, you are free to ask in the comment section or through the Gmail ID. We are already available there every time for your doubts. Do ask your doubts, don't carry forward them. So we will meet in our next lecture. Till then, stay safe and obviously take care of yourself. Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good day.